Guess where we ended up? The day's end.
We've had a time. It's been a time. It's been
a
time. Where do we begin? Okay, so after we got our tattoos, which they turned out
okay.
What? So we got tattoos. They're currently wrapped up, and we'll show them to you later.
This is the craziest fucking shit I've ever experienced in my life. Like, start to finish. Nothing can be simple for us. I thought we were just gonna come get tattoos, but no. No. We're gonna turn into therapists. Thank God we have experience. I don't know why we keep being surprised.
Let me show you the situation that Leslie is in. So Leslie's currently getting her tattoo. She's laying on like the wrong side because the girl didn't want to flip the chair around.
I mean, I get it, but also it's not like professional.
That's her stencil. Wow, this is awful camera work. Oh my god. That's her stencil. Mine is already banded up.
See the top right one? The very top right. I am obsessed.
I'm obsessed with you.
I really don't have any words for what just transpired over the last 2 hours.
My camera's dying, but we will see you guys back at the...
Probably back at the room. Hopefully
back at the correct room.
Hopefully at the correct room.
Bye. Like, they're gonna need some touch up, mostly on the sun and the moon. So Leslie and I call each other our sun and our moon. I'm the sun, I'm the moon. Right after all of that fiasco, I was in contact with the host with our Airbnb, right. And he said that the room would be ready around 3. We got a text back. Hey, yeah, I had a few things that needed to be done this morning and the receptionist doesn't work on Saturdays. To answer your question, it will be ready tonight and tomorrow. Spoke with my head of maintenance and the electric issue is simple breaker switch that needs to be flipped. He had turned it off to reorganize the wires and forgot to turn it back on. It will be ready or I will absolutely issue a full refund. I just salvaged this vacation after all. There's heat. So we show up. He said he left the room unlocked for us. We walk in and the lights work. Beautiful. Good, yeah. Except for the fact that it was freezing cold. Like, I'm talking like no heat in there whatsoever. Freezing cold. In the Airbnb listing, it mentions that like if the heater isn't enough, we can provide space heaters. So we're like, great. I texted him, I'm like, hey, could we have a space heater?
This is probably like the 15th time we've talked to him too, like about something that like went wrong, like, or
it won't stop. We plug in our 2 space heaters.
The power plug.
So by plugging in the 2 space heaters at the same time blew the circuit.
My camera was dead at this point, so we couldn't like
charge
my camera.
Yeah. We were like, we can't just it would just keep blowing, like it wouldn't matter.
And so we text the guy, or no,
I called 30 minutes later.
Yeah, 30 minutes, the heaters came back on.
We were like, okay.
5 minutes later, it shut back down.
When I called down to say that the circuit had blew, he was like, I'm gonna turn it back, flip the breaker, and I'm gonna bring you up another space heater that doesn't take as much juice, is what he said. So 30 minutes later, we get the thing back on, it's rolling, it's going, and then he shows up at our door. And he was like,
his solution was to bring us an extension cord and run it from the room next to us into our room. So
the door would be open.
So the door would have to be cracked with this like extension cord coming through, and then we can run both space heaters. But having the door cracked, letting cold air in, defeats the whole purpose.
And we couldn't lock the door?
And then we couldn't.
We couldn't do anything.
Like what kind of fucking solution was that? So we're sitting there looking at each other.
We're like, we cannot stay here.
We're like, we can't. Leslie calls Days in and she's like, so we were just in there. We're like, hey, so we need a room for tonight and tomorrow. And he's like, where are you? And we're like across the street.
He's just like, come on over.
Just come home.
I'll hold a room for you. And we're like, oh my god,
Thank
this
you.
Man, I love you.
Stuff.
How many times have we packed up our stuff?
This was the 7th time in less than 24 hours that we have packed up all of our stuff and transported it somewhere new. The 7th time. And so we get all of our stuff in the car. It's snowing, by the way.
Yeah, it's
heavily snowing. Big fat chunks of snow snowing, freezing, wind blowing. And we go back to the office and we're like, listen, it is freezing cold in that room.
There was like an awkward pause and he was like,
so you just want your money back?
And we were like,
yes. We've been at Days In
ever since.
But guys, we couldn't catch a break.
Anywhere.
Everything just kept going wrong and I am exhausted from it. We hardly did anything. We wanted today. The only thing we did on Saturday was get tattoos.
Do anything.
Like yesterday we did some fun stuff.
It's not about winning, it's about fun.
What's that?
Fun is when you... It's kind of... Sort of like a...
$20.
What is fun?
Yeah.
Like,
for fun.
let me spell it for you. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and any time at all.
Down here in the deep blue sea. It's completely idiotic.
You are the flowers. U is for you.
Yeah, friends, I just...
Catch you later.
Bye.